to Sassy Southern Home. I am Christine. I hope you guys have had a great week. Um, this week I'm going to be finishing up my Easter decor, and this is going to be like mainly my dining room, my tablescapes, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post, and that does help my channel out a great bit. So I would appreciate it. Please subscribe. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy, and let's get to it. Let's get crafting, y'all.
This project is going to take one of these little bunny hangers here from Dollar Tree, and I was so excited to find these wooden square beads at Dollar Tree. And then I've had a ribbon left over that said Happy Easter on it, and that was also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use these beads over again for other projects, but I really do like these beads. I was excited to find something different than the wooden beads. Anyhow, I'm going to take apart the little bunny because all I want to use is his little head. And then I'm going to use, it took 3 coats of this linen chalk paint from Folk Art to cover up his eyes and nose and whiskers. Anyhow, I'm going to do 3 coats of this paint on him. And then I am going to use the ribbon that I had, and I had just enough to make a real pretty bow. And I make my bows quite simply. I just take and find kind of the center, fold each side down, take a little bit of jute twine and secure that real tight middle to form your bow. And then the wire edges, of course, you're just going to fluff with the bow and work with it. And then I did dovetail the ends. So I am going to hot glue the little bunny head onto the beads. And then I'm going to hot glue my bow at the top of the bunny. And then I'm going to take some jute twine and cover up on the hanger of the beads. There's this metal part. That's where you take it apart at. So I'm going to take my jute twine and just hot glue it there and wrap it around a few times, and then save some on the end to make a little hook to hang it with. And this project is simple. You could add flowers if you wanted to. You could dress this up however you wanted to, but I just wanted it simple. It's going to hang on the wall where I've done some other crafts at, so I didn't want it too busy. And here we are just finishing up. And you can see I had a good bit of the jute twine, so like I said, just leave a part to hang it with in the end. Our next project, I have these little foam eggs from Dollar Tree, and my floral form here is some leftover that I'm going to use again. Anyhow, I've got some bamboo skewers, and I'm going to poke those up through the bottom, and I'm simply using that to after I paint them to let them dry. So I'm going to do a paint pour technique on my Easter eggs. And I got the paint from Five Below. I've had this for a while. I've used it for several projects, so this paint really goes a long ways. But I'm using all pinks. So whatever color for your decor, but I just wanted them all pink. So I've got a bottle. I think I actually got these from Five Below too. So I'm just layering in my paint. And I really only put enough in the bottle. It's a little squirt bottle to do 1 egg at the time. So once I've got my paint in there like I want it, and of course you can add more if you needed to. And if you wanted more, like I used pinks and a white. If you wanted more of the white, you could add more at the end to get more of a marbled effect on your eggs. So just start pouring your paint, swirl it around to get the paint moving. And then when you're out of paint or right at the end, these bottles are good because they're squirt bottles, so they have air in them, so it actually moves the paint around and blows the paint around. Now, I did make quite a mess here on my paper towel, so what I would do is just take the next egg, kind of roll it around in that, and then do it. So our next project, I love little dinner napkins. I leave my table set, and I love dinner napkins, and they're quite expensive, y'all. So Dollar Tree has got these, I wouldn't even call them scrap. I don't know if you want to call them scraps because it's a pretty good little bit of fabric. So I'm taking a dinner napkin that was left over from my Christmas, my winter decor on my table, and I use that to measure. Now I'm going to leave a little bit on each side for my hem. I'm not going to show y'all how to sew because I am not a seamstress. My mama was a seamstress and she probably was laughing at me from heaven because I broke 2 needles in the process. I had my bobbin thread all messed up. Anyhow, I got it done, but you wouldn't believe what it took for 6 little napkins. So I stitched it up. You can always use fabric hot glue to do this, but I just used my sewing machine. And I probably should have ironed them before I even cut them, but I didn't. So this project, we're going to make the napkin rings. So I've got some. Now I had to pick these up from Dollar General. My Dollar Tree didn't have these, but now they do. But it's the clear shower curtain rings. Lesson I learned right away. Make sure you actually connect them because they don't come connected. So connect them, and then I put a dot of hot glue in there to make sure that it stayed shut. I'm going to be using this cream colored nautical rope. And I'm only going to be using one strand at the time to wrap. And don't get it too long because it's not a very big hole there and it's going to be aggravating for you to pull it. So, but you're only going to use one strand. And it frays on the ends. So I just used my hot glue to kind of bind it together. And then put hot glue down on the ring. And then just started wrapping. So you just want to wrap all the way around. And then when you get to the end, just make sure you hot glue it down real good. And I cut it as close to the curtain ring as I possibly could. And I think here in a second, I'm just going to show you that I had to go into some more nautical rope. So I'm going to show you that I was just splitting the rope. No, I didn't. Anyhow, you're only going to use one strand. And then so I had these floral picks from Dollar Tree. And I probably should have used other colors. They didn't really go with my napkins. But anyhow, they're springy. So I just went with it in the end. I might should have used like yellow, maybe some forsythia. But anyhow, so I'm just going to cut these down, mix them up, leave a little bit of your stem. And then I'm just going to simply take one of each of the colors that I had. Hot glue the stem to the little shower curtain ring. And then I kind of bent them around and hot glued the stems up at the top. And then in the end, I didn't like where the stems were showing, so I used some jute twine to cover up the ends. So here are my napkin rings. They are adorable, but they kind of clash with what I got. Anyhow, and here are all my napkins that I got. And these are pressed. And I use different colors on my end, but they're still in the same color palette, but they're just different patterns, different colors. So my dinner napkins, this is how I fold them. So you're going to fold diagonally and then fold into another triangle. And then I just simply pick up the middle of that and kind of fold it and then put it up in my dinner napkin holder. Simple. Okay, I had these plates left over, these charger plates. They are from Dollar Tree. I bought these for a Mardi Gras party that we had years ago. And I don't think I'll ever use them again for Mardi Gras. But anyhow, so I picked up this pretty blue spray paint. And I'm going to do them 2 coats of paint. Make sure you get the edges because they are loud colors. But they matched my napkins perfectly and other colors that I already have on my dining room table and in my dining area, generally my kitchen. So 2 coats of that. And then that's going to be your chargers. And then this is going to be, if you haven't seen all my Easter videos, please go back and watch them. I did a little tulip bucket with a little rabbit in it from Dollar Tree. And that's going to go on my centerpiece on top of a tray. And then, so I use this to go underneath. So this is the round floral form from Dollar Tree. And then I got some lavender, and I'm not sure what the white flowers are. I don't know what they are, but anyhow, got these from Dollar Tree. So what I did was start out and like made corners, and then started just filling it in. Now I did have to go in my flower stash. I did not buy enough florals. I had to go in my flower stash and find some more colors. I got some blues, some pinks, and added those in as well. Just make it as full as you can, but it's going to go underneath my tray, so it's just a good filler. And you can see it here. Here are our napkins and our chargers. And to me, that's a farmhouse, shabby chic, Easter tablescape to me. My table runner came from Big Lots. And there's the little tulip bucket that we did. And then there's our little wall hanging. And I thought this turned out adorable. This is such a pretty, I'm going to say Easter and spring, because you can actually take out the bunny rabbits and you can have for spring as well. And here are our Easter eggs, and I just put them into a hurricane glass that I had and put some Easter grass in the bottom. Our last project, and certainly not least, so don't quit watching, please continue. This is a reminder of why this Easter season is so important. So we're going to make a cross. I got these 2 plaques from Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to take off this twine here. And I got this wallpaper, and I got some florals and some wooden letters from Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to take this peel and stick wallpaper, take my first plaque, and I'm going to trace out on the back of the peel and stick wallpaper piece, and then I'm going to cut that, peel it, and stick it down to my plaque. Now my second plaque, I don't want it quite as long because it's going to make a cross, so you don't want them the same length. So I'm going to take my miter shears, which I love these. I've used these a lot since I've bought them. I've only had them a couple of weeks. These are great for small projects. They cut small wood perfectly, so I don't have to go out to the garage and use the miter saw or jigsaw or what have you. I did have to like cut halfway because they're not that long, and then go the other side. And I'm just using my X-Acto knife to get away any excess wallpaper, and then a sanding block as well. So once you've cut your second piece, of course you want to sand that because that edge is going to be rough. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to flip over your wallpaper, trace it out, and then peel that and stick that down to your second plaque. And I just use my hand to smooth it out. I didn't really find any air bubbles, but if you needed to use like a scraper would work, I would think, or even credit card or something like that would work to get that out. So then once you have your wallpaper on, you're going to measure how you want your cross to be. And I just eyeballed it. I didn't really measure anything, but I just flipped it to see. Here you see me here, like even as much as I could on each side. Then I'm going to use a pencil to trace those sides, because what you're going to do is hot glue within those pencil marks. And I did use a good bit of hot glue just to make sure that it did hold. So glue those down. And then we're going to take our florals from Dollar Tree, and I just used one bunch, and I didn't use all of a bunch. And I had some stems left over, some leaves left over from another project that I liked better than the leaves that were on here. So I just kind of tucked those in. And I think I ended up using 4 of these white flowers and then a couple of those leaves. And then I'm going to bunch those together and use some jute twine to cover up the end of the stem. I just didn't want the pieces coming out and showing, so I'm just going to use jute twine. So make sure it's long enough. I wrapped going to the top, and then I wrapped going all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to hot glue that to the sign, to the cross. Then I've got these wooden letters from Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to take RISEN for risen, and take my linen chalk paint from Folk Art. I did one coat on both sides and then a second coat on the front. And this is a nice reminder of why we have this Easter season. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And let me know if you try any projects. Thank you.